welcome to another video. In this video, it's going to be another tour, and it's going to be the final tour of Norchester Airport. Yes, I'm finally now doing this for the second time, after you probably saw in that update video, or heard about, that I'd recorded this before, and then it decided not to save it. It was just not in the video output folder, so that was fun, so I've set this one records, well, it obviously has, because you're watching it, so... Yes, this is going to be, I don't know how many tours I've done in this airport now, but I remember the last one. I did I did like an hour-long tour of the most of the world, and then I did one of the terminal over there. This time it's going to be a whole hour and a half tour, however long it's going to take. It's probably going to be edited down a bit, so I'm just going to tour as much of the stuff that I can. So all the stuff. I don't want to say as much as the stuff, I mean like major stuff. Anyway, I am here as where I always start, because this is the start of the airport back in March 2015 when I first started building this airport. This is the first thing that I built here. It has been edited a bit, but for the most part, it is as it was when I built it. Like the things that stay the same as the snow, the red wall, and this little helicopter up here. Like the pad even, not the helicopter itself, because I've changed that, but apart from that, like everything else is the same. So just have a look inside. In here, this is meant to be like the little control room, so apparently all I decided to do was just put a map of Norchester Airport, which is, I think this just acts a little bit like a computer, and it just shows like, oh yeah, we're here, and then we have to go here, here, and here, that sort of things. So then here, we've got the fire engine hatches, and we've got the chief's truck in here, and it's just got like a little chest back there. Did I put anything in there? Oh no, I didn't. I thought I would have put something in there because you could access it at the back, but apparently I did not. And then I've got this, another fire truck here, which is the the main one. I think I might replace this one, or I should have replaced that one, sorry, with this one, because I think that it needed it. But in fact, no, it's too short. Was it too short? In fact, I think it's just about long enough if I pull it forward like one block. Oh well, that's how I decided to do it. That's how it's going to stay. They can edit that if they want that when they get the map. When I say they, you'll probably be getting this map soon anyway. So, right, upstairs. Here we have the, what's this? This is like all the storage for the fire station. So we've got some water here, and just some splash water bottles, because you can use that to extinguish fire now. And I say now, I mean well, you've been able to do it forever. I've got fire resistance in there, because that's what you need for putting out fires. And then out here, you go to the helicopter. Now, this is the first aircraft. Was it the first aircraft you built in the world? I think it was, yeah, I think it was the first one I built in the world. It was the first one I designed as well. So it kind of looks, it's basically just like a cherry. I'm just going to call it the cherry helicopter, because that's what it looks like. And the registration, quite happily, Golf, Foxtrot, India, Romeo, Echo, or G-Fire. I usually say, I don't really say it phonetically. I don't say it with the phonetic alphabet. I always just say it as it looks. So you'll see that on some registrations when I say it. So I've got a little panel up here, edited quite a lot in the back little section here, where they all sit and then just put on fireman suits and then just squirt water over everything, or whatever firemen do. Yeah, because that's exactly what they do. And if we go further, I've got to show you this bit, I nearly missed it, is this is meant to be like the officer's mess. You can tell it's a mess because there's only 5 blocks space in here. So I decided to have a little table and a little sink there and a little table there. But I think that's alright. Otherwise, I'll just fall off there, why not? So that's the fire station. I've got a little bit of a car park back here for people if they want to come in. And now this is the plane spotters park. Now this, as you can see, leads onto the main plane spotters area. Now, and this is also part of the museum. So this is the plane spotters area for the airport. It's kind of based off the Manchester Airport viewing park. And I thought this is where, I don't know if you can remember that far back, but this is where the 747 prototype used to be. There used to be, yeah, I just put the 747 prototype in here for some reason. I was like, yeah, that can be at my airport. And then, where was it? It was, yeah, the old Terminal 1 used to be, oh, that was there-ish. It's not quite exact, but it was something like that. And that was many moons ago. I do have quite a few tours from right back then when I did show that off. So the reason why I put it is because this is the main taxiway, and this leads back to the aircraft back on that side over there. But I'll get to that later. I just wanted to show all of the main little complex in here first, because yeah, it'll be good to get that out of the way first. So you've got all the little benches here where you can sit and then watch all the aircraft go by. And then, as I said, this leads on to the museum. Now, this is the, what do you call it? I think it was just the Norchester Aviation Museum. I put a sign somewhere. Is it here? Yes, it is. Welcome to the Norchester Aviation Museum, open 18th October 2005. So what I'm saying is that this airport was just, this part of the airfield was just like a bit of like grass or something like that, and then they decided to open a museum in it. And what was that like then? Is that just me? No, jeez. Okay, drop below 30, why not? I think the airport's so big, that's why. It's just because you can't have any vehicles on that point there. Because, yeah, this is... Originally, I made it so you could run the whole way around there, but then I thought, well, why have you done that? So I just left the road in there, because why not? In here, we've got the car park for the museum. I was going to say airfield then. It's a museum. My button. Got all the cars parked up here, with all their assorted registrations on. And we've got this museum was opened on the 18th of October 2005 by His Royal Highness Prince Charles, because I thought, why not? Prince Charles can open this. Why not? So we've got a gift shop and the entrance fee here, so on 14s is £2.50, 14s and over is £4.50. I've got to pay that. It's really annoying. I don't know why I set that price myself, but you know. And then there's this as well, which is the history of the airport. Now, I'm just going to go across here slowly, and then you can read it, like pause it if you want to read it, but I'm not going to read all this out. I did once in an airport update when I first put this in, so if you want to hear me reading that, then go and have a look at it. It was like airport update 19, I think, or something like that. Or 20, so I'm just gonna just scroll past. If you want to pause the screen and have a look at that, then you can. But I've just got this little area here. We can just have a look at the history of the airport, and then just a little thing on here, because I remember this wasn't here for quite a while, and then I thought, yeah, I probably need that, because this was in the space where the old 747 was, because that was huge, and it like the wing, like this car park only used to go up to about there, I think. Yeah, I only went up to that there. And then I extended it, so then it had a lot more room. In fact, no, it came across here. That's where it ended. It just came right across there. Anyway, so we've got that part of the museum. Like I should show you some of the planes in the museum. I did tell you about that 747, which is no longer there, but I should start telling you about the planes which are here. So I've got a Vulcan, Avro Vulcan, registration, was it X-ray Mike 612, and this is the actual aircraft which is at the City of Norwich Aviation Museum, but I thought I'll put it here just for grins. And so I put all of these signs by the aircraft here. Where did I put the, whoops. Oh god, I just went, oh, what do I do about that? I don't know what the first flight was. Oh, that's annoying. Why did you do that? Why is there not an undo button in Minecraft? I really hate. Have I changed anything? I can't even remember. Have I changed anything? Because I could just quit out the game. I didn't change anything in there. I didn't change anything in there. Not in here. I don't think. Not in there. And I just looked around. Okay, I'm just going to quit out the game and come back again. Oh, fun. Right, where were we? Down here. The first flight was on the 30th of August 1952. That's what I'd missed. And now it's something quick again. Fun. So yes, this is the Avro Vulcan B2, X-ray Mike 612, designed by Roy Chadwick. It's manufactured by Avro Aircraft. Its first flight was on the 30th of August 1952, and last flew on the 20th of October 2015. And I remember that, when the Vulcan last flew for the last time. In fact, they used to have a Vulcan flying over, and this was also used to be part of Concord on the Red Arrows, but then I changed all of that up. So we've got that, and I said that it just arrived here in 2006. I've just got a little sign saying when they all arrived. And when they were built in Woodford in 1964, I actually looked that up, and that's when it was. It was actually one of the last Vulcans actually made, in fact. So we've got a little cockpit up here, not very big, but I thought this would do. I was meant to say Bombay Hatch Doors there. I think I'm going to change that now. Yeah, in fact, no, I won't do that. I think I took that out there because I thought I don't need that, which I'm not going to put back on. So then under here, this is actually Lord Dacre's Avro Vulcan. But I edited it for a start, I added all the colours on, and then I've got the Bombay under here, which I think I added myself. I do believe. Who knows? I probably did. Then I added like the little engine coverings there over the intakes. Then over here we've got Hawker Siddeley Trident 3B. Now this is a former British Airways one, and it's Golf Alpha Whiskey Zulu Mike, and that's the one that I think it's the one that's at where is it? I think it's the Manchester Science Museum, where they've got it in a hangar there, and like the whole thing's there, and they've also got like a Trident cockpit. So we've got that there, obviously Trident 3B, and then it was designed by Sir Geoffrey de Havilland, manufactured by Hawker Siddeley Aviation. Its first flight was on the 9th of January 1962, and its last flight was around 1997, because I haven't found any actual records of when they last flew, but it was around then, because there was like a Chinese guy that flew it, and there was this Chinese celebrity that had one, and that's when he retired it. And we've got a nice little cockpit here, and we just have this without just like moving item frames or whatever. And got the main like altimeter and speed indicator in there. We've got the yoke here, and we've got like brake and rudder pedals there. We've got MCP there, overhead panel, and we've got the main throttle quadrant and all of that. But this is meant to be for the flaps As you can see, like what I do there is that's flaps off, and then this is like flaps 5, 10, and 15, if you like, or whatever. And then back here, that's just like further autopilot and trim and all sorts of stuff like that. And then back here, where I'm not actually looking properly, is, do that sometimes, yes, this is the little flight engineers panel there, because it's a Trident, so it has that sort of cockpitting, because they had 3 pilots in. So we've got some economy class here, I believe. I don't even know if the Trident had any economy class. Economy class or business class even. I think it just had all economy, so I decided to just put all economy in. And then we've got a little galley back here. And then when was this built? It was built in Hatfield in 1971. And when did it arrive? It arrived in 2013, apparently. Who knew? Anyway, we have a Concorde here. This is, in fact, the British prototype Concorde, which I decided to put in here. I'm just saying that they moved it from Yeovil for some reason. They wanted to do some other stuff with it. So, yes, that was what, because it was originally wasn't Yeovil when it landed there, like when it was retired in the 70s. And so, what was I say? The registration is Golf Bravo Sierra Sierra Tango, which is like British SST, and SST is Supersonic Transport. And so, quite a nice name, I should say, going for that one. So then we've got down here, we've got Aerospatiale and BAC Concorde. The registration there, it was designed mainly by James Hamilton, manufactured by Airbus, because like technically, well, those are the ones that supported it, so I just put it out there, and I think it was better than writing Aerospatiale plus BAC again. So then there's also the first flight. It was on the 2nd of March 1969, and last flew on the 26th of November 2003. Arrived in 2015 apparently, and it built in 1968. And then we've got Concorde saying there, just welcome to Concorde there, and then the March Complicated Cockpit, which I tried to recreate. I actually edited the nose because it's just all Dakars Concorde, and I've edited it an absolute ton, and the nose is part of that, because if you actually have a look at the Concorde prototype, I won't put this on screen now, it had a different nose to what the rest of Concorde's, like the Concordes that were built had. It's like Concorde's, not the Concorde. There's no article in front of Concorde. So I've got a little panel up here. That's the MCP, I guess it can be. And then we've got some more like yokes and flaps and trim and all sorts of stuff. Did they have trim on Concorde? Well, I know they had like quite sophisticated autopilot systems. Then you've got the flight engineers deck there. Now, because this is a test aircraft, I decided to put all this test equipment here, and this is sort of what it looked like. And they just had all sorts of test equipment, like testing all of the aircraft's parameters. And then you've just got doors back there. Now down here, this is some wings from a British Airways 747. Now, in fact, it's meant to be from that aircraft over there. Like, that's meant to be the nose of it. And this is, they arrived in 2012. But these are meant to be the tailplane of a Boeing 747-236B, registration Golf Bravo Delta X-Ray Bravo. And this was one of the former British Airways 747-200s, which they had. And it was delivered in like 1979 or something like that. If I remember, but I decided like what they did is apparently, I've actually looked this up, and this aircraft is actually now, I think it's in Xi'an in China. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's in China and it's being used as a fire trainer. So I'm just imagining what they did. They decided to break it up and then just put it as a museum. And all they did, like, because they couldn't land on the runway, so they decided to just, like, they shipped it over here and it was all broken up like this. So I decided that I was just going to lay out some of the other parts of the aircraft. And so I just got the tailplane here. Originally there was a fence around it, but then I just got rid of that at the last minute because I thought, well, it doesn't need that. And under here, we've got the wing, which I suspended up, which I think looks is a really cool feature. You got was it the Rolls-Royce RB211s, I think, out on it, the British Airways ones? I don't know, it might have been General Electric engines, probably, because all I know the General Electric ones were slightly different to the Pratt & Whitney ones, which are like on the 100 and some 200s, but a lot of airlines bought General Electrics for them. And then, back here, I've just decided to put the flaps down like this, just a nice little feature for that. And then you've got the wing, just the wing weight extension, I think they call it, something like that, which I put on there, and that was designed to make sure the flutter wasn't going there constantly. And apparently had their problems with that during testing. I've just got another sign there saying about that. It was part of the 747. I guess I should show the 747 next, considering that I was just talking about it then. So they actually painted it into the Chatham Historic Dockyard livery, because apparently it was leased to Nigeria Airways in 1999 when they got it back. In 2000, they painted it into the familiar Chatham Historic Dockyard livery, but I decided it was just going to be painted back into the Landor livery, which is the one that looks very, very nice on it, and I thought that would be better than just having the one which was on there originally. And also because I've got that's a Negus and Negus livery there, and Negus and Negus livery over there, so it'll be better for that. So this was built in Everett in 1979. As I think I did say, it's got a little more information about it. Designed by Joe Sutter, manufactured by Boeing. Its first flight was on the 9th of February 1969. Its last flight is yet to come, because they're still making it. Not the passenger variant anymore. They've actually stopped producing the passenger variant. No more passenger 747s. for the foreseeable future. It's only cargo ones now. So yeah, arrived here in 2012. It's got a little stair up to the back here because I just wanted to say that they saved the upper deck for it, and then they just like scrapped the rest or whatever, like they scrapped the rest of the fuselage and the tailplane and what have you. And so in here, this is meant to be like the very front of economy, which they had in here. So they've got like all of the I think this is the buttons like for calling cabin crew and whatever. And then all the way down to the front, I do believe I put business class in. Yes, I did. And then upstairs I put first class. I believe that's how British Airways had it on the 747-200s. It's probably a lot different now because this is a plane from them that's meant to represent how it was in like the 80s and 90s. So I'm sure this is different, but I decided to put first class up here. And the TVs on the back and here and what have you. And then the cockpit, we have same general things as that we have on the other cockpits. Like they're all the same apart from like all the cockpits are the same apart from one aircraft. I just put a tripwire on the side to distinguish the fact that they have side sticks and not yokes. So we've got MCP there, yoke, brake pedals, like thrust control and trim control and what have you. Got the flight engineer there because it's a 200. I had a flight engineer. I really like the landau livery, especially the little arrow which they had in it. That was a very nice feature of it. And so here I've got the cockpit of a de Havilland Comet. Now this one was in fact the last one which actually flew, and I think it's at Cosford right now. I think they used it. I think they actually have the engines that are still powered up on it, and they do runs like at air shows and stuff like that. It's not Cosford, it's a Brunningthorpe. What did I say, Cosford? It's a Brunningthorpe. So we have a de Havilland Comet 4C. It's called Canopus, and it was X-Ray Zulu 235. Sierra, sorry. It was designed by Ronald Eric Bishop. The manufactured by de Havilland. Its first flight was on the 27th of July 1949, and it last flight on the 20th of October 1997. It was built on Hatfield in 1963. Arrived here in 2008. I'm just saying that like this one, they decided to break it up, and then they just moved the cockpit section here. So just go on a sign like saying "Welcome to the dish.do." In fact, I think it has 4 pilots. It has a navigator and like a third officer as well. So I decided to push put the third officer in, just like saying it was just like cut off before them or whatever. So just got the same general cockpit. And here you have to press the button on the flight controls panel. And then we've got this, which I need to show at the end, which I need to remember to do. But that's going to be like something which I'll do at the end. So then we've got the TSR2 here, which I haven't put a sign for. I've just realised that. Apparently I didn't put a sign for these, but oh well. How did I not realise that? I have no idea, but whatever. So I'll just leave it like that, who cares. Anyway, arrived here in 2016, and then there was built on Weybridge in 1965. And I'm saying that this is, what was it? It was X-Ray Romeo 230. Now this was one of the TSR2s, which apparently like they actually built and completed, or like nearly completed, before the program was scrapped in 1965. But the only aircraft to fly was X-Ray Romeo 219 and then X-Ray Romeo 220 that was meant to fly on the day it was scrapped. And apparently there were some problems which they had, like moving it over from Weybridge to Boscombe Down, and if they hadn't had those problems, then it would have flown. And there's also X-Ray Romeo 222, that was the only other complete one, which could have flown, but then all the others, they were like semi-complete, so I'm guessing that this one was, so that's why I did X-Ray Romeo 230. So got Bombay doors, which would have been for the bombing section back there, which is I haven't got in the aircraft, and I've just got the rest of the cockpit through there. Now over here we go into a more variety of aircraft. These are the first ones which I think I put in the museum, and these first 2, and also a Concorde as well. That was one of the first ones to put in. So this is the Avro Lancaster B3 Special, signed by Roy Chadwick, manufactured by Avro Aircraft. First flight was on the 1st of January 1941. Last flight's yet to come because they still have quite a few of these going. It arrived here in 2005. I'm saying this was the first aircraft that arrived here. This was built on Woodford in 1943. And in fact, this is the aircraft which it's actually they used in the Dam Buster raids. It's X-Ray Delta 932. So if you go up here, we have the cockpit section up here. This would have been a lot more busy than it is when it looks here. But this is a 1-to-1 scale, so I'm not going to complain. So I've just got the little Bombay hatch doors here. And at the back there, that's where the gunner would have been. So hang on, if I just go back here. And there would have been a door here. And this is where the gunner would have sat. There'll be another gunner up here. There's like the normal gunner up the front, and then you've got the pilots there. Then here is the, this was a Gloucester Meteor. Now it's a Gloucester Meteor F4, I do believe. Apparently built in Brockworth in 1948, which I didn't really know myself. I'm saying this arrived in 2007. Apparently this is one of the ones that's still flying, but I decided they just decommissioned it and brought it here. So yeah, Gloucester Meteor F4, which is a Victor Tango 340, designed by George Carter, manufactured by Gloucester Aircraft Company. First flight was on the 5th of March 1943, and its last flight is yet to come. Apparently I know they have one here, and they have one in Australia, I do believe. Now this is a Heinkel 111, H111. Now, this was an aircraft which was used by the Germans early in the Second World War. So it was built in Rostock in 1942. It's got information about it here. It's Heinkel 111 P4, registration 5 Juliet, was Juliet Papa, because apparently that's how they do registrations. It was designed by Siegfried and Volta Günther, I'm going to say that's their name. It's manufactured by Heinkel Flugzeugwerk. I'm saying that's Heinkel Aviation Works. I'm going to say that. Then, so last flight was on the 24th of February 1935. So last flight was on the 10th of July 2003. Apparently, the reason why is because the aircraft that was flying, it then crashed. Like the only flying example actually crashed and then it never flew again. Is that all of them? I don't believe that. Oh, no, it's not. To go on the VT10, how did I miss this? So then this is arrived in 2014, and it was built in Weybridge in 1966. I'm saying that this, in fact, I actually looked this up. This was one of the aircraft that went to the RAF from British Airways back in the early 80s, and I decided that I was just going to say that they donated it to the museum here, because I'm saying that they used to fly VT10s out this airport, like back in like the 70s. I'm just so like or 60s and 70s. But yeah, I'm just going to say that they then retired it here and painted it back into these colours, just to the museum. So it arrived here in 2014 because they retired it in 2013. The RAF did. It's got the Super VC10, Golf Alpha Sierra Golf India. India. I want to say Indigo, it's India. And it was designed by Ernie Marshall. It was manufactured by Vickers Armstrongs. Its first flight was on the 29th of June 1962, and its last flight was on the 25th of September 2013. That's when the RAF flew it for the last time. And then there's also another one. This is probably my most edited aircraft that I've designed. It's been edited a bunch. So then we've got the cockpit in here. Same la-di-da-di-da that I've done before, so I won't show that off. I've got a little bit of a galley at the front here because I had the room. So we've got business class at the front here, which they had. And then we've got a little toilet in between, which then separates that off from the rest of the economy class. Now, British Airways, back in the 70s, these seats are actually blue, but they don't have any blue seats, so I'm just using grey, which is, I guess, the closest thing which you can come to. And so I just alternated them like that. So then it just looks like red and blue seats, which they have there. It was kind of checker pattern, and I did some fancy thing with the business class, because I thought, why not? I think they had first class on the VC10, I can't remember. I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice the way I designed it. Very good, and I've also got the registration onto here. Oh yeah, I did that. Didn't I do that on the Trident as well? I'll be on the left-hand side, so on the left-hand side. I did. Whatever. Anyway, getting sidetracked. So then this is a Vickers Viscount here. This is in the BEA. This is, I can't remember what they called this. I don't even think they had a name for this. But this is the one they had from 1959 to 1968. Basically the one before the Speedjack livery. Built for Weybridge in 1957. I'm just saying it arrived here this year. So if I manage to actually put out this video by this year. But yeah, arrived here in 2017. So last year, if you're watching it in the future, which you have to be because you can't watch it before. Anyway. It is Golf Alpha Oscar Yankee India, and it was designed by Rex Pearson, manufactured by Vickers Armstrongs. First flew on the 16th of July 1948. Its last flight was around 2008, and I didn't mean to rhyme then. But yeah, that was when its last flight was around about, but yeah, they didn't actually do any proper things like this was the last flight of the Vickers Viscount, so whatever. So then here, just the registration of that, so Golf Alpha Oscar Yankee India. Got the BEA logo that it was back then. It was like that red square. And so you had a little bit of black at the top there, and then they had that black trademark black cheat line with a little bit of the BEA logo in between some of them. It kind of sloped down towards the nose, and then they have this sort of clay coloured underside, or sort of off this what's it called? Oh, what's the colour? I want to say off-white. It's not off-white. I can't remember. Then they have white on the top here, and then I just put a bit of stone there to say that's where the wing was, because that's actually where it is in terms of my design. So I just said that they just kept the fuselage and the tailplane and rudder. But they didn't have enough money to keep the wings or whatever, or they wanted to scrap them, whatever they wanted to do. And actually looked up this aircraft. Apparently this was scrapped at Southend in 1991, I think it was. But I just decided that they saved some of the fuselage for the museum. Now that's the museum, and that took half an hour. We haven't got the rest of the airport yet. This should hopefully take less time because that's a lot of detail. We're moving out of the more detailed area now. So this is the Norchester Airport train station. Now I've got a train that's just pulled in here. I'm just going to say it's called the Norfolk Trains, I think I called it, or Norfolk Rail. That's a little logo for it there. So this is actually based off a train in real life, and then I realised that this is actually an express train that goes from Norwich to London. But whatever, it's better than nothing. I'm going to leave it that. It's better than the one I had before, which was the one they had the London to Edinburgh run, which was even worse, but I guess it was better. So we've got the little train conductors, drivers, little panel here. And this is meant to be the electric engine, which is inside of there. And did I do that wrong? I didn't. Thought I did. Where's the button? There we go. And my voice breaks as well. It's got the it's double-sided because that's how they do it for these trains, so then they can like push it back and then move it around and all sorts of stuff. And now inside the carriages is where all the seats are. So then we've got a little toilet in here with a nice little window just as you're going past. And you can do that. And then you've got all of the seats down here and a little bit of a galley back there. And it's the same thing in that one as well. So I'm not just going to go through that because there's no point. And it just ends back here with the little buffers at the end. We can then go into the main part of the train station. Well, the main part, there's only one part, but you know what I mean. So this is where you come in. I've actually got it in two separate ways because you come in one way and go out the other, but I'm saying that there's like there's 4 different gates, I guess, like comparable to like airport gates, so you can only come in one way and go out the other. So the ones that are green and have a little arrow at the top, that's the ones you can go through, like this one. And so this is when you are just arrived, and then you come off. And so then you have to go through these little like gates. These are meant to be like where you slide your ticket through and then you go through here, but I just did it like this because why not? And got a little view of the VC-10 rudder up there, not rudder, or rudder and tailplane. And then you got some toilets through here, like this. And then you got some tickets which you can buy if you want to buy any more as you come out. And then to get in, this is when you're coming in and departing from the station and airports. And you've got some more tickets which you can buy here. And then this is the little gates you go through, and then you've got a little shop through here if you want to buy anything. Because it's not like a duty-free shop, or they just have like a random shop in there before you board the train. I'm just saying that this one's unloading right now, so everybody will be going through all of the arriving side. So I'll put my train tracks out here, and these just go all the way down here. And so on the right-hand side of the track, like this, it looks like that I'm actually riding a train. Choo-choo. They won't go choo-choo, they're not like that. They're more like, as you might have seen on that video. When I went to Norwich Station, they just sound like a horse having an aneurysm. So, anyway, we've got this part of the front of the station here. I'm just saying that this is going to be for taxis and like buses only, and that's the way that people get there. Instead, like, you can't just drive your car up here normally. It's just for taxis and buses only, and just for public transport. So this is meant to be a National Express bus that runs services to the station. And then if we just go out here, we've just got another little taxi, out here. Why do I say like another to everything? I come across something for the first time and I say, another thing. No, first thing. And then you've got some little road signs up here, and then what is it? What does it say on it? It's like just saying where you need to go, and then that's no entry because of this way this roundabout works. And because cars, they come off of the motorway up here, they just come up here, up this ramp, across here, and where that bus is coming in, and then they join onto the roundabout here, but you can't go down here, it's only one way. And as you can tell by the arrows pointing in that direction, so then I've just got a sign here for when they come out, that's just saying to get back on the motorway. This is showing that's where the station is, and then you just go down here. And same sort of signs, you can read them if you want, but I'm not going to explain them, they're readable. And then this is, I'm pretty proud of how I came out of that. This is meant to be showing that there's going to be traffic which is merging from the right. So that's just like just to warn drivers that they might encounter some cars, which it probably will most likely encounter some cars when they come out, like this taxi is pulling out of here. And then you come down the motorway here, and I've done all sorts of trucks down here, and I've got some signs saying where you go. It's junction 5, got another sign here if you want to read it. I'm not just going to explain, I'm just going to show. And there's like the float leave truck or something which I decided to do there. There's 2 little piggies back there, and then there's just 1 little piggy there, and then there's another sign there, there's a police car, and then you can go up to the ramp here just by the museum, and then you've got all the complex here. So this is just all the traffic waiting to go into the airport here. I'm saying that the National Express buses, what they do is they run from the hotel and around this area here, and in fact there's also there and the car park over here, which I need to show you. Yeah, this is the massive airport car park which is there, and then they go from there, which is a taxi which also runs services there if you want to go by yourself, and there's also a subway if you want to walk the whole bloody distance, which goes between the train station and the car park, but you probably don't want to do that. I guess I can show you in here, because, yeah, this is one of the things which is in here. This is a secret tunnel to a special place, just to see where you'll end up. And ta-da! An Air France A320 in Sky Team livery. This is in the hangar here. Okay, UK engineering hangars. These are at Norwich Airport, but I decided to move them over to Norchester, because I thought, why not? Well, I know you can tell it's KLM there, because you've got the logo up there, which I was pretty proud of doing. So this is the Air France A320 in this Sky Team livery. This is actually the older one in the Sky Team livery, because I actually looked it up, and they actually do have one which they got delivered back in like June, I think, or July, which has the Sky Team livery on it. I'm burping all the time. This was a really big annoyance to try and do back here, and Sky Team livery is kind of weird, but whatever. So the registration is Foxtrot Golf Kilo's X-Ray. What did I say? Kilo is Kilo. Yeah, Foxtrot Golf Kilo X-Ray Sierra. There you go. In my Focus 70 video where I saw them at the airport, like all 5 parked up there, I was saying that I was going Kilo Zulu. It's Kilo Zulu. This one, they do have another one, but this one actually went into hangars when I went in there about a year ago, or not a year ago, about a year and 3 months ago now, when I went into the KLM hangars, and they actually have this one in here. So pretty interesting. I think I went up in it as well. So I can't remember what they're doing to it, but I'm just saying that they're retrofitting it out now because Air France do actually have some new cabins, so we just got all the tracks on the floor and then the new seats that are coming in here. And the little divider is between the business class and the economy, and then I've got the cockpit here, which I'm only just going to show because it's slightly different to all the rest of it. As I said, it has no item frames. How dare you? Where's the thingies? There they are. Shove you in, and my screen just turned off for some reason and put you in. So then, yes, we've got the dial in there for the panel there, for the altimeter and all sorts of stuff. We've got the side stick there for control of roll and pitch and all sorts of stuff. We've got the flap control thing there, and then you just get out from the overhead panel, if I can actually get help out. There we go. And then here, this is just for the doors, and I do believe they're for, and then we've just got the old seats there, and some of the new seats there, and then back here, we've just got all the tugs, and then all the stuff that they need, and like all the little things which they use to like paint the aircraft and fix it up and what have you. And in here, there's just no aircraft, because I don't want this airport to be too busy, so I'm just going to say there's only that one and not the other one. I guess I should show you the hangar, because that's the closest thing nearby. In fact, no, I haven't showed you the Airport View Hotel. I've still missed a bunch of things. What am I doing? So in here, this is the Airport View Hotel, saying welcome in about 20 bajillion different languages, and then you've got the reception in here, with some seats and all sorts of stuff if you're waiting, and then you've got the cost for the bed here, which I'm not going to say because my voice will get too destroyed otherwise. You've got the money in there, and then you've got all of the room keys in here, and so then that's where you go pay to get into your rooms, and it's just just for people that want to stay by the airport. So then we've got the little restaurant up here, just saying please wait to be seated. And you've got some seating in here. Dulu was the one that originally built this, not Dulu. Daisy, she changed her name a million years ago, and I still don't do it because she doesn't upload, so I'm still going to follow Dulu. She did that. And then in here, you've got the little kitchen, the crafting tables, and you've got the nice view of the hangar out there, and you've got some ovens down there. I know my voice keeps on breaking like every 20 bajillion times. It's really depressing. Literally every time that I raise my voice more than about 3 octaves, and it just goes. So we've got the stairs there, but I just go up the lift. So in here, I'll just break down the door. And just as you do, I just grab it. There we go. You've got the beds in here. You've got the little cupboard up there. You've got the view out the window. You've got the little bathroom in here, like so. And then you've got the room that was for like single room here. This is the double room. So you got the it's like same sort of room in here, but the bathroom is just laid out slightly differently, just because where it is in the building. I remember this took about 3 hours to make this whole thing, and then I edited it a bunch of times. And then this one is just like a double room with like a bed there. So like if you have like a child with you, you can come do that. And then a bathroom in there. If I actually close the door up, there we go. And then put it back, and then this is just the room I copy and pasted all the way upstairs. This is the top floor, which is level 7, which is the Airport View Restaurant and Bar, which gives you probably the best view across the whole airport. So you've got the air livery hangar down there, which I'll be touring next. You've got the control tower in there, which I should be touring as well. And then you've got the view right across the museum to the motorway, and not quite to over there. But yeah, like the services station and stuff, not quite there yet. Do you get a bit of the train station? Yeah, you just get a bit of that. You get the Trident just over there. You get to see a bit of the airport in the distance there. Got Jet 757. You get the red arrows, you get a nice view going over. And then here is the little bar where you can order a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to say that this is, there you go, Airport View Restaurant Bar. I'm just going to say that this is open all times of the day. Airport View, not Airport View, Air Livery Hangout. I can't say anything, can I? So I've got welcome to Air Livery Norchester. Please have your card ready. This is for people that work here. And then visitors pay a £2 parking fee. As you just go there, please insert your card, and then you just go through here, back here, and you've got the car park. So then this is where you park your car, obviously, and then you come around here where the path is. I don't mean to go into Lidra mode. And then this is the entrance to the hangar. So you come in here, you've got the little reception area. This is where you show your card to get in, or say that you've paid for a visitor, and because you get a card if you're paying. And so then that's what's open the doors. I'm going to open out there. In here, I just put, what did I put in there? I just put a bunch of blocks and random stuff. I was like, yeah, that can be some random thing. And then I got confused, look at the site map. Yeah, just the whole airport, even though that where you are, it's just that tiny little bit down there, that little grey box there. So if we go through here, we've got like another little corridor. This goes into the main area for the all of the office workers. You've got like little desks down here to have lunch or whatever. You've got the desk for all the workers, and then just go through there. That's where the little secretary sits. You've got some more seats down there. But then if you go through the main bit, through here, this is the main hangar. So I've got a Finnair A321 in here, and I'm just saying it's just pulled in, and this has got registration of Oscar Hotel Lima Zulu Charlie. And I went to the cockpit because it's the same as the A320, the Air France one, but we've got some business here, and then we have the economy all the way to the back. Okay, we'll just fall through the floor, why not? So we've got a truck here, which I'm just saying, a tug, which I'm just saying is just pulled it in and is now going back to its little storage area over there. And then we've got some fire extinguishers there. We've got some seats here. The little, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called. The little, like, stands that they use to go up there. What did I say? Little of everything. Like this guy's doing up here. Thank you for demonstrating. And then this registration of this SAS 737800 is Lima November Romeo Golf Alpha. We've got some Economy Plus here, or Economy Comfort, whatever they call it, and then you've got the Economy to the rest of the back of the aircraft, the galley there. So I'm just saying that this aircraft was the one that was actually in the KLM hangar, in the spare one, and actually get out the bloody thing, yeah, in the spare hangar over there, the one where there was an aircraft. I'm just saying that it was taken out of there and it was put into here, and there was, like they replaced much of stuff because it was probably like an incident or something. So like this where it's got the stone, you can see the rest of it is just the grey wool, so they're just painting this back, because that's what this guy's doing. And it's just like some of these are converted to wool and like the stone slab instead of the stone brick slab, or let's say like he sprayed a bit of paint on there, and then this guy's just like touching up the rudder, making sure it's all dandy with that. And for KLM Fokker 70 here, I know this is retired, but when I built this airport and when it was completed, it was done back in before this was retired. So I'm just going to say that this represents October 2017. So screw you. I will never get rid of the Fokker 70. Anyway, what else do we need to tour? The control tower would be useful. Useful, yes. So this, I'm just saying what about this place is that this used to be an RAF base. I don't know if you read the museum words in there, like plaques up there, signs saying the history of the airport. But I'm basically saying that this used to be a RAF airfield, and back in the 60s they converted it into an airport for Norchester, like Norwich Airport. When they converted the RAF base there, it was originally called RAF Fortunes and Faith, and then they converted it into a commercial airport. So I'm saying that this used to be like a farmhouse, and then they converted it into a control tower during the war, and then throughout the rest of the time it was an RAF base, and then it's converted to a control tower by the RAF in 1940. So I'm saying that they added like a little cap top there, and then it was converted into they opened the main tower in 1986, which is that massive thing which is thrusting out of there. Kind of looks like it's breaking through. Like, I don't know, what does that remind me of? I don't know, but it's just like some kind of robot like emerging out of there, like da 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 da. So there's no lift, you have to go all the way up the staircase. So this is another great view. In fact, this is probably the best view of the airport, actually. Forget the Apple View Hotel. It's about the same height, I think. In fact, is it slightly lower? I don't know. Might be, but yeah, this is the greatest view that you can get of the whole airport. So you can just about see the red hours coming into view. You get some of the arrivals area there, the car park all the way down there, KLM hangars, and then you've got most of the runway. You just about don't get the end of it over there, but you have all the runway all the way down here, and air livery hangar, and all sorts of stuff you get to see from up here. It's pretty cool. So I'll just break out of here because it's better than just come all the way downstairs again. Fine, that's the easiest way. So this is the runway here. I'm not going to go into detail about all of this. If you want to know about the details of this, watch my most recent airport update where I described it all. But I've got some runway lights in here. This is our runway 27. And so then you come and you touch down here past the aiming point, and you touch down there, and then you just slow down there. So I'm saying that the wind is coming in this direction. I'm saying that it's an easterly wind because the aircraft landed into the wind, hence this Thomas Cook A321, which is landing here, which I'm saying has just touched down. Like the reason why I put this hot with it, I'm just saying that the nose wheel has just touched on the ground, and this is where it touched down here. It's a bit further back on the runway than it should have actually, because at the aiming point, they don't actually land on the aiming point. That's where they're aiming to go, and that's where the ILS directs them to before they have to flare. And then when they're about here, then that's when they, like, I don't know, where would they be, about here? And then, in fact, no, I don't know, where is it? It'll be about here, or about where these three lines are. And this is when you'd flare, and then you'd like raise the nose, and then you'd manage to touch down like just after the aiming point, which is those big white rectangles there. Let's have a look at the aircraft. I think this is probably the best livery that I've done in the whole airport, even though Thomas Cook is an absolute crap airline to fly. Don't ever fly them. They're alright, apart from the fact that they treat you like dirt when it comes to customer service. So, yeah, as you can see, I've got the flaps all the way out like that, just that's how I do it. And then you've got the rest of the cockpit, which is how the rest of them are, apart from the side sticks, because, yeah, Airbus aircraft have the side sticks. So I've got the Thomas Cook text along the side. And then, as you see, flaps are down. And what's the registration of this plane? It is Golf Tango Charlie Delta Delta, the Fokker 70. I should have showed you. It actually looks really nice, especially at some angles, apart from the fact that there's no white slabs or white stairs. So this is the KLM City Hopper. It was in the Farewell Fokker livery, so that just says like that just says Fokker on the side there, and they would say like thank you under there. And I thought it was too small to put there. Registration is Papa Hotel Kilo Zulu uniform, and then you've got KLM City Hopper text on the side of the Rolls-Royce Taze. Then you've got that Anthony Fokker himself up here, which I think actually looks really, really nice. I was really surprised how that turned out. It looks very good for the scale that's in. And then on the wings here, you've got this little black thing that goes across here. I don't know what that was, but that's definitely on the Fokker 70, because, yeah, I did take pictures of it. And then there's this little thing here. I don't know what this is about on the wing here, but this is about one of the flat track fairings. I don't know, I think it distinguishes which wings, like when you're landing or something. I don't know. But then, as you can see, the flaps are down in the takeoff setting. You've got the emergency door here with the emergency slide. Got the intake there, and it's quite a nice plane. Fokker 70 is a very, very nice plane. Why did they retire it? KLM, I will never forgive you. If you put one in the museum, I will forgive you. They're at Norwich right now, but they're all being painted out, as you saw on the plane spotting video, which I did. Kilo Zulu Bravo, which was one of the last aircraft, is now painted out. I think the Anti-Fokker livery might still be in the Anti-Fokker livery. It might not. It might already be gone. Who knows? So then we've got the roundabout here, which is like the main access way into the airport, if you like. There is the junction up by the train station, but that's just like another little one. But this is the main junction. This is where it all happens. So you've got they're coming up the motorway there. I'm saying that tunnel's under the runway and taxiway there. So then you'd come up here. This is the main roundabout. So this leads off into the airport complex here, and this leads off into the main services area and cargo terminals. Through here is the fuel terminal, which I will be showing soon. So we've got the freight terminal through here, and then we've got the motorway services through here. I've got a little petrol sign, so there's a petrol station there. So then you have to go through here because it's a one-way system. So what does it say? Yeah, just welcome to Norchester Services, because I'm saying this is like the Norchester motorway services. So then we've got the Bear Swag Cafe, which is built by Bear Swag, so I call it the Bear Swag Cafe. And then Lanticraft built this. This is meant to be a co-op, and you can just look inside there. I'm not going to go fully inside because I don't want to go inside of all of these because it'll take too much time. This is one I built. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm just saying it's just going to be like some random shop here. And then you come into the main services car park. Now this is the main services area over here. So you just got a few shops over there, but this is the main services area. Norwich Services. Why did I put Norwich Services? Oh well, I'm not going to change it. Some of these things I'm just going to leave just to see if they confuse people. It's quite funny. So then we've got all like vents on top of here, which I think Landicraft did, but he helped build this because I went and said to him, hey, why's the door open? Opposite this. I was saying, because I went and said to him, hey, I need to do a service this area. Do you want to do it? Because I don't really want to. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he just built all of this, I do believe. I think I edited it a bit. I know I did this inside. He did the McDonald's, which I then edited, and I think I made it a tiny bit bigger. The Starbucks I know I made bigger here. And then so I added this little seating area, like the communal seating area, which I have in airports, and well, they haven't been airports, but in service stations they have them. It's got women's toilets in there, we've got men's toilets in there, and then through here we've got a WH Smith, and then Atlantic did these because then it was like cashier number 2, please, just so then it would get on people's nerves. So then you've got little random things here, seats in here. I don't know, some random thing which I thought would look cool and interesting and quirky and stuff. Oh yeah, this is a little back here. So this is a little outside seating area, which is kind of weird because they're right up against the table, and then the seats are random and weird. They look odd, but whatever. This is how I did it, and then we've got we've just got the little pond with the tree in the middle, which I thought would be a quite nice feature. And then over here, we've got the petrol station. So this was actually one thing which I edited at the last minute, which Atlantic originally did. So I changed it so then everything would fit a lot better, and it just about fits in here, apart from this little bit here, which kind of annoys me. Whatever. So anyway, yes, you come through here, this is where you get your fuel. So this is pump 1, so you've got the fuel in litres, pounds in price, price in pounds, pounds in price. And then you've got the, the massive, I want to say stands, like the massive signs that you see that there, and it'll say like the unleaded fuel and the diesel fuel. I'm saying the price is there, I'm saying it's operated by BP. And then, because this is a one-way system, you can't go through that. And you like to go up, you just go through there. And then this way is both ways because you just go between the car parks, but the main route around the outside is one way, and then it leads back onto the roundabout again. And then through here, as you saw, Norchester Freight Terminal. Now, this is where all of the cargo stuff happens, as you can probably tell. So I have a DHL 757 coming in, registration Golf Bravo Mike Romeo Echo, and I usually call that G Bumry. That's just how I roll, so I think it's quite a nice livery, which I managed to do on this, with the titles and everything. There's this DHL, and it has like the nice black nose, which they have. We'll just we'll have a tiny little look. There's not really much in here, to be honest. We've got all the cargo back there, and then the cockpit's the same as all my other Boeing aircraft, which I've showed you. This is Lord Dacre's original 757. I've edited this quite a lot, most notably the wings, but then I've also done the tailplane and the tail and all sorts of stuff quite a lot as well. Quite a bit a lot. That's exactly what I meant. It's got some runway lights coming in here. I think this looks incredible. The way I can't remember if I just found out how to do this. I was like, yeah, let's just search up how to do runway lights properly, and I'll search up how runways actually work, and how the runway signs actually work, and I'm going to make everything and do it properly. So then here we've got a FedEx 737-400. Now this is actually used to be TNT, but then back in May or June they moved it over to FedEx. It's owned by ASL Airlines, but then FedEx is operating for. So registration is Oscar Tango November Papa. So then inside, it's just the same little thing, same thing with the Boeing aircraft, and then back here, it's just being unloaded through the cargo door here. In fact, I do believe it should be on the right-hand side. Yes, that should, I think. I think it's always on the right-hand side, I don't know. Left-hand side even, yeah, I think it's always on the left-hand side. Whatever. I'll leave it like that because why not? And then you've got all the little things that you need for the aircraft here. This one is for like 737s and A320s and all stuff like that. And this one is for 757, 767, 787. Because I'm saying that this this airfield is the runway is long enough to accept 787s, but they're the biggest things that can operate from here. So then we've got the little. Well, this is the converted baggage handler designed by Bradley Wiley, but then I just made it into the cargo one. So I basically took out the dividers in the middle to give it a lot more cargo space. And so then I can fill them up to the brim like this, and I think that looks very cool. So then you've got all back here. All of the trucks here. I know they're all the same, but this one's different because, again, quirks. But all the trucks are parked up here, ready to take out the cargo. And then in here, you have, this is where the cargo goes out. And as you can see, because that DHL is coming in, you can just see the bottom of it there. And it's got the cargo ready to go. And this is where it all comes out at. I guess I should show you the 737, where the action is actually going out both ways. You've got all of this waiting to go out. And because it's unloading, you've got all of the cargo coming out here, and that's just showing that like the cargo is just like some security check, I guess you could call it that. That's what I was trying to achieve with that. I can't remember what I was doing. And then you've just got this little panel here, which is controlling all that, so you can watch it all come out, make sure that everything's tickety-boo with that. Now over here is the, this is the main radar, like primary radar dish. I'm saying that there's also some of the control tower, but this is where the main primary radar comes through. So you've got the little controller in here, which makes sure everything's tickety-boo with that. You've got where all the data comes in, and then you've got, if you go up here, and you've got the little staircase all the way up to the top. Again, there's no lift. You have to go all the way up, 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 up. Then you've got this little section up here, which I don't know, you can walk around and commit suicide if you feel like it. And then you've got the little main stairs up here, which shows you the main radar dish itself. And then, yeah, we just got this out here, and that just, yeah, that's where it gets all the radio signals from. Now in here, this is the main fuel terminal. This is based off the one which is at Norchester Airport. Which I kind of modified for a semi-international airport like Norchester is. So then we've got all the BP trucks, because they're the ones that actually operate the fuel pumps here. So this is where the fuel is pumped out, and then it goes to the respective pumps at the side here. And so I'm saying it comes out both sides, comes out that one, which connects directly into that pump there, and then it comes out that one as well. And then this is just a little car park for all of the trucks from when they're not needed. And I'm just saying that they've all filled up with fuel and they're just waiting to go. I'm saying that this one just pulled out of one of the stands here. Stands, spaces, I can talk. So yeah, I didn't kind of show you the livery logo. I think it looks very good. Based off the actual one. What else happened? I thought, oh yeah, the terminal. Yeah, that might do it. I'm not going to tour the whole thing properly because I do this constantly and it takes forever, so I've already been going for just over an hour now, I've just seen, which is probably edited down a bit, so it's not quite for you yet, I shouldn't think. Maybe, who knows. But yes, I'm just going to go in here and just do a quick little tour because this takes forever. Then the subway, that leads from the car park here, which just says that you go through the passenger terminal here. Those doors, I'll explain what they are in a minute. You've got the normal Norchester Airport map, which is there. So then here I've got the airport walkway and the terminal cafe, which is up here. So then you've got all of the little seating area, and then you can have a look around the airport. Just have a look at a few things. And then you've got the departures board. So I've got some flights here. I've got KL1510, which is that Fokker 70, which just pulled out. It's mentioned about 11:55. I'm saying that the airport time is at 11:49 a.m. So the flight, the gate's closed for that, and it's going to Amsterdam. And then we've got PA149. That's meant to leave at 12. And the gate's also closed for that. That is actually that PA320 taxiing out there, which you can see. And yes, that one is going to London Heathrow. And then we have LX651, which is a Swiss A320. That's meant to leave at 12:20, and that's boarding, and that's going to Zurich. And then we have TOM, which is a 749, which is a TUI aircraft, and that's leaving at 12:30. And yeah, you have to go to departures for that one, and it's going to Gran Canaria. Now on the back, I do have the arrivals one for like plane spots or whatever if they want to come in here and see it, but I didn't think you needed it on the arrivals side, because in fact you don't really have it on the arrival side. Like, what's the point? Oh, my flight arrived. Yeah, I know that because I landed here. Not really any point, is there? But yeah, if like people are waiting in here for people to come through, then that'll be the way for them to go, and because then they can come through those doors and they could come back out back here and then go, oh my god, hello Billy. So we have LS295, which is a Jet 2 one. It was why did I put departure? You idiot. I put arrival on that one. Sorry, I have to change that. That is not one of the things that can stay. It will never stay. There we go, it's all fixed now. Good God. So yeah, so we have the Jet 2757 LS295, which is actually that one sitting there. That arrived at 11:30, or it was meant to arrive at 11:30, landed at 11:31 from Palma de Mallorca. Then we have LM4642, which is a Logan Air flight. It was meant to arrive at 11:45 and it landed at 11:43. From Norwich Airport. And then we have a TCX 330, which is that Thomas Cook AC-21 that you saw land. It was meant to land at 11:50. It says 1 minute until arrival because the time is meant to be 11:49, and then this is just like an automated thing. But then they'll update it and say like I landed at 11:49, and that came from Rhodes. And then we have U2630, and that is a EasyJet flight coming in at 12:15. It's got 25 minutes until arrival from Paris Charles de Gaulle. Got the sign of Norchester sign on the side here because I don't care. And then the terminals opened on the 3rd of May 1989 by Rob Eccles MP. Which was the MP for this area, I'm just going to say. And so we've got check-in desks here. We've got TUI one there, TUI one there, TUI one there. Logan Air, Jet 2, Swiss, KLM, British Airways, Thomas Cook, EasyJet, Thomas Cook, Ryanair, Jet 2, and 2 more TUIs there. Some of these have got flights, like as you say, so it's like TUI Airlines UK, but I'm just not going to say, I'm just not going to show you all of them because I'm kind of restricted for time here. So you've got security through here, so then you put your bags on that little thing there, and go through yourself here, and then you collect them at the other end. And then here, as you can see, the terminal's actually split in half. That's the arrival side, this is the departure side. So the departure side is this side, and yeah, as you can see, we've got the TUI 757 sitting there, and then there's the Swiss A320, which is boarding over there, and then you've got the British Airways A320, which left just like a couple of minutes ago. It just pushed back. Just saying that this aircraft is about to board, like it's probably about 10 minutes from boarding, but they're still just sorting everything out. And then you've got in here we've got the TUI cabin. This is done by Atlantic Craft, I do believe. And then out here the registration is Golf Bravo Yankee Alpha Whiskey, and this is I think that's like their older 757. I don't know. And then yeah, we've got that, and then we've got all the the tugs and seats, and this is like the airport catering truck, which I designed by myself, which are all in here. And as you can see, because it's just pushed back from this Swiss A320 because it's now boarding. And in fact, this is Swiss's only A320 with the sharklets on. And yes, that was the registration is Hotel Bravo Juliet Lima Tango. So as you can see, we've got the little, this is, what's this, I want to say freight, it's not freight, this is the luggage bay. And then back here, this is the stairs for people to go up, like the people that have disabilities and they need to get up through the other end of the aircraft to avoid the crowd. And then as you can see, it's got the little departure slide. Why do I always call everything little? It is not little, it is just an airport jetway. So then we've got the luggage carts here, and this is what I was saying where the divider's in. This is originally designed by Bradley Wiley, as I said, and this actually comes out from the check-in desks. As you can see here, I've got the catering truck going into the plane here, and there we've got the stairs here ready to for the aircraft, so for people to board on there. And then we've got the luggage truck here, which is loading up luggage into the luggage bay right here. So then the British Airways A320 is the reason why I did it for this one. Is this registration, because it's probably the funnest I found, is GU. It's got the IAE V2500 engines, and then we've got British Airways logo there. And the cockpit in there, I'll just show you the cabin from the outside. It's got, I do believe they have just all economy. In fact, I don't know if they do. And I just put it in there. So we've got the emergency slides there, and yeah, show you the registration already. And we've got the little recognisable British Airways tail there. And then these little areas here, this is just meant where everything's stored, like this one here, because there's nothing going on in this gate. This is what it looks like when they're all stored, but some of them they're all taken out because yeah, they're doing stuff with them, like these stairs, like they're using the other stairs, and they're using the catering truck and the tug and the luggage little thing. Now on this side, the Jet 2757, because this one pulled in probably about, I think it's like 10 minutes before for this airport. So then the registration is Golf Lima Sierra Alpha Bravo, and this is in fact the only Jet 2757 with winglets in their proper livery, like not in the Jet 2 Holidays livery. All of the rest of the ones in winglets have Jet 2 Holidays, but this one doesn't, because it's special and fancy. So this one's got the fuel truck here, which is just fueling it up, because it just, as I said, it just pulled in like 10 minutes before, so now they're all fueling it up because everybody's gone. So I've got the Jet 2 logo on the side there. If you just go around the sides here, and in fact there's some stairs back here, I'll just go through them. Much easier. So we've got little flight attendants back here, and then it's all economy. I've got a toilet there. It's economy. All the way to the front, and then the cockpit's in there, which I've showed already. And then we've got the Dorney 328, the fuel truck going to it. This is the one that came from Norwich, so I'm just saying that instead of going to Manchester, they go to Norchester instead. So this one's called the Spirit of Norwich, quite aptly. And then this has got the logo and their titles on the side. This is actually the one that used to be in the purple livery, Golf Charlie Charlie Golf Sierra. This one used to be in the purple livery, and then this is what they painted out into. So it's just all economy in here because yeah, it's a very small aircraft. And then the cockpit is like this, just the general cockpit design which I use, just without the side stick, of course, so it's not an Airbus aircraft. So then on the arrival side, I'm not going to go into too much because my throat is about to die. So these actually go from here. These tracks, like, you can send them up here, the luggage, and it will actually go up into the little luggage turntable up here. I'm not going to show you, but just trust me, it does. And through here, these are the stairs, so you can go up there or whatever, that comes out in that little thing there, or you come off the jetway, depending on what you need to do. And then the same sort of security thing here, you come through, and then you go through these little dividers here, and then you end up in the luggage compartment, like turntables, and then you can come out the airport through there. And if I just go through the airport, I've got like a couple of luggage left from that Jet 2, like just like the last passengers that are now going. And then you come down here, it's just like, thank you for visiting Norchester Airport, and then you come out of these doors, which is where, yeah, that's where they come from. It comes from the arrival side. Now, I do believe that's it. No, it's not it. I know there's a few other things. I'll just show them quickly, but I'm not going to show them like massively because, as I said, my throat is going to die. I've recorded for an hour and 12 minutes, and I'm sure my capture card probably won't record this again. So past this train line and all that, we have some of the farmhouses. If I just show you here, this is where the road that comes off. That goes over the train line here, the little level crossing. It comes around here, goes up there, and then it ends up at a nice little house here, which I designed, and a barn as well. It's got a nice little garden. Got a barn in here with all the animals in there. Do you remember in the airport update when they're all in like a one? That's funny. And then in here you've got a garage, and then I did actually furnish this house, but as I said, I'm struggling for time here. So yeah, this is what's inside here. I'll just give you a little outside tour, but that's what's in there. When you get the map downloaded, you can see for yourself. And so I said we've got a little barn in here with a field here. We've got some what's this one? Is this potatoes? Yep. And then this is just another like farming field there for like livestock, and then we have some wheat here, and then there is another field there, which is kind of actually splits off down the middle with a fence there. And this just backs on to the departure side of the airport complex over there. So now we have to go onto the other side of the airport. I have got this map up the whole time so you can see where we are. I've realised that now as I was saying, oh yeah, we're on the map, when you could see where we are in my hand. So here we have some carrots. Here we have a massive wheat field there, and then there's another field back there. We've got another farmhouse here with a car which is parked the runway. Thanks a lot, Atlantic Craft. And little shit back there. We've got another barn over here with animals in, and like this, sheep and cows. And yeah, we've just got this other field there. And then there's actually another field which is just hiding behind here, which it goes all the way down there, as you can see on the map. It goes all the way down to the edge of the world. As past the barn here, we have another field there for animals, and then this is a beetroot field here. And then there is another field right there. I've just got all the roads that are leading around towards it, like that. So I do believe that's it. It's been an hour and 15 minutes of recording. A lot of it cut out, I'd imagine, but whatever. Also got red arrows up here. Kind of should have showed that, yeah. Flying over, because I thought, why not? Quite interesting. I wonder with all of them saying Royal Air Force on the side. So, yes, that is it. This will be the last ever video that I know of, definitely, that will be in Norchester Airport. So it's a kind of a sad time, but we have finally finished this airport now. Well, I have, with help from a lot of people, and as I said I was going to do, which I just remembered, I need to give credit to all of these people. So I did say some throughout, like Lord Decker and Bradley Wiley helped some designs, but the builders were Daisy, Bears5123, myself, Senior4895, or Callum, he helped me actually build the runway and fill that in. We have Lunchcraft36 and Krugs 1027 also. And then some designers on Anticraft, Lord Dacker, who without his aircraft designs, this wouldn't have inspired me to do my own aircraft designs, and this airport wouldn't have been possible. Then myself, Bears5123, who designed that cafe up there. And then there's Bradley Wiley, who did the fuel truck and the luggage truck, and the tow truck as well. And then we have Yazza, who did some of the designs for the buses and stuff, which Lord Dacker tutorial. So some of the ideas were from Atlanticraft, myself, Daisy, and Scottish96, who is actually someone which I'm still friend requesting now. So the research for the stuff is Atlanticraft, Lord Dacker, and myself. And then special thanks Daisy, Homestar303, or Jellanub, I think, if that's the name of his channel. Salt and Sizzler, or Night Studios Gaming is actually his channel, Y, and then Zombie DK9, and then Lord Dacker and Delta MD88 fan. So that is all the people that helped build Norchester Airport. Yes, that is all of it. This airport's done. Finally, my voice is dead as well. My voice is done, this airport's done, everything's done, but we are now finally completed this airport. So as I said, this airport will be uploaded as a map as soon as I can get it. It will be on Planet Minecraft, as I'll try and find out how to actually get that done. I was looking up how to do it, and this is how the cobble nose looks if you want to know from the outside. I don't think I showed you properly. So I'll try and get that done as quickly as possible, but for now, yes, this is it. 2.5 years it's taken me to do this. Well, in fact, I finished it at the end of October, and I'm drawing it in December. So 2 years and 7 months it took me to do this. An incredible achievement for me. I know that a lot of the time, there's a lot of time I wasn't doing anything. There'd be gaps of months when I wasn't doing anything, and then there'd be 5 days where I do loads of work, and then another gap of 2 weeks, and then loads of work. So it's not exactly that time. And so I'm sure if I actually worked on it every day, I probably would be able to get it done in about 3-4 months. But this is the way I decided to do it, and it is a very nice airport otherwise. So that's it. I need to stop blabbering on, but the airport's finally done. So yeah, enjoy on the map and eventually get it uploaded. So thank you very much for watching over the last time, and I'll see you in the next video if you decide to travel as well in my brand new airport, which I'll be doing at some point. Ta-da! I don't know what I'm doing. Goodbye!